Hi, everybody. Welcome to Back Care today. And so we're going to be doing some pelvic stabilization, and I'm going to talk a little bit about back care. We're going to strengthen our backs, work with our abs, and it's going to be a pretty gentle practice. But if anything doesn't feel right to your back, because everyone's back is different, so if something doesn't feel right, I want you to stop or back off. All right, so it's good to see you. It's Lucy again. And again, I'm a certified yoga therapist as well. So I see a lot of private people, in private sessions. So hopefully this helps you. So anyways, but again, one thing I've learned is that everyone is different. So take your time, do what works for you. Let's hop over to the mat. So I like everybody to lie down. If you have a bolster, let me grab one of mine. You're going to put that underneath your knees, all right? If you do not have a bolster, then you can use a pillow or a bunch of pillows and stack them underneath your knees, and this will support your back. This is just one. I could even use a couple of bolsters. That would be wonderful. And lie down and take a deep breath in and exhale. Nice long breath out. So we're going to start with centering the body. So breathing in, expanding the belly, exhale, releasing. So one thing about the back is that for some people, we hold a lot in our backs. We hold our tension, our anxiety, our stress in our backs, especially at difficult times, in the world, in our jobs, whatever it is. And so the back will talk, right? And so the breathing is going to help you relax your mind. The breathing is going to help you relax. Of course, the stretching too, getting rid of caught tension in the body. All of that is going to help. But breath work is important to work with. Okay, so I want you just to put your hand on your abdomen. Breathe in, expand the belly, exhale, letting that abdomen come down. Okay, so just breathe, let the body breathe here. Turn on my lights. There we go. Little twinkly lights. All right. So it's not only stress and anxiety that cause the back, but also repetitive things that we do all the time, holding a baby on one side, anything that we're doing, sitting a lot, driving, of course, all those things. So inhale again through your nose and exhale through your nose. And now let the breath be deep and even and rhythmic. And with each in-breath, imagine you're breathing in the good, the rest, the relaxation. And with each out-breath, you're exhaling worry and doubt. And if there's a lot you feel you have to do, I want you to release that as well. Breathing in and breathing out without pause and without sound. And then just allowing the gravity take over, letting gravity work. If for some reason you feel your chin is really arching up and your back's bothering you because of that, place a blanket behind your neck, some kind of a roll just under the space between the back of your neck and the floor, because you want support. Take your arms by your side, palms up in that receiving position. Exhale through your mouth, empty out the lungs, and let's do Viloma breath. Let's take a little bit of breath in from the base of the spine to the navel, first room. Navel to breastbone, second room. Collarbone or higher, third room. Last sip of air, and then open your mouth. Exhale all of it out, all the way down to the base of the spine. Remember that glass of water. This is like filling up the glass of water and then emptying it out completely. 3-part breath. Go back to your diaphragmatic breath in and out through your nose. And then with your next exhalation, let's empty everything out. We're going to empty the lungs, blow it out, whatever works. All the air out. Then take a breath in from the base of the spine to the navel, navel to breastbone, collarbone or higher. Last sip of air. Open your mouth, exhale all of it out. And then go back to diaphragmatic breath. And then one more exhalation. We're going to empty the lungs. Exhale it all out. And then take a breath in from the base of the spine to the navel. Navel to breastbone. Collarbone or higher. Last sip. And then exhale all of it out. Go back to your diaphragmatic breath. Relax your toes, your feet. Soften through your legs and your hips and your torso. Soften the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the fingers and fingertips. Looking right, looking left, moving your head side to side. Slowly bringing your head back to center. Softening the back of the neck. All the muscles of the face. Tense, relax your jaw, open your mouth wide. Stretch your jaw and soften. Grit the teeth and make a wide grin and soften. Lift the eyebrows up to the crown of your head and soften. All the way to the top of your head. Deepening your breath, move your fingers and toes and come back slowly. So you can keep that underneath your knees, the bolster or pillow, all right? And what you're going to do here is you're going to bring the right knee in towards your belly. You're going to squeeze it in. Now you can hold on behind the knee and pull that leg in. Give it a squeeze. And release it. Bringing left knee in, hold on behind the knee, squeeze towards your belly. One more time on the right. Bring the knee in, squeeze. Release, and left side. Squeeze. Release. Bring both knees into your chest, squeeze them in. Lift your head and shoulders, stretching your upper back, unless that bothers your back. Bring your head back down, rock side to side. And you can hold the shins too in front of the knees, but if that bothers you, it's more, you have more leverage too to pull in than hold on behind the knees. Massage that back a little bit. And then with the knees facing up to the ceiling, roll around and around here on the sacrum and low back. Move in the other direction. And then bring both knees in. And what you're going to do is you're going to squeeze them into the belly and you're going to straighten your elbows, push them away from you. pull them in, elbows bend, squeeze in, keep your chin down, and then extend the elbows and away. So you're just going to keep moving like this. And it's like your pelvic tilting a little bit here, forward and back, forward and back. And of course, at home, you know, when you're on your own doing this practice, you can do as many as you want. This is a nice soothing motion for the sacral area, low back. Okay, one more in, squeeze towards your abdomen. Take the left foot maybe to your bolster there or pillow or the floor. Hug the right knee towards you, again towards the belly, and then extend the elbow. So just doing one knee at a time, bringing them in, bring that right leg in, and then extend the elbows. Okay. So if you're working with your back, you know, and your back has been bothering you, these movements are gentle and they're really good to help stretch your back, your low back. We'll be strengthening the back too today, and especially the paraspinal muscles along the spine. Okay, one more time, bringing that knee in towards your belly and bring your foot back down, and you can place it on the pillow if you want. And then taking left knee in. So you notice how I bend my elbows, I pull the leg towards me, the thigh towards my stomach, and then I straighten my elbows, push away, and then I pull in again. So let's do several of these on this side. Okay, maybe one more on that side. Rest your feet down on the mat, on the bolster, or on the floor. And then you're going to bring both knees in. And what you're going to do is you're going to straighten these knees. And you're going to press those legs away, right? Just push away, straighten your elbows, pull the legs in. And you can keep a soft bend in your knee. But here our legs are kind of extended a bit. Okay, so you pull away, bend your elbows, pull them in, stretch away, bend your elbows, press them in. So there's such a thing as a pelvic stabilizer that I have done in various videos. And those help, again, strengthen your abs. Like they are abs, you know, pelvic stabilizers are really ab strengtheners. And you need to have strong abs. We talk about back care. You need to, it's one other area, hamstrings, abs, you know, that we need to work on. So we're going to do one in just a moment here. We'll pull in and away. One more time, rocking back, rocking forward. Place your feet on the bolster. And if you do have something under your feet, it's kind of helpful. You can still keep your feet on the mat. That's fine. It just lifts you a little more. So it gives you a little more work. So now I want you to tilt your pelvis back. So the small of your back is on the floor. Keep your chin down. Raise your arms toward the ceiling, bring your palms together. So here, just this action here is activating your core, right? I'm pressing down through the small of the back. I'm reaching up through those fingertips. My palms are pressed together, right? I'm holding that firmly down. I don't want to move my pelvis, your pelvis. I want to keep that really still. I'm going to bring the arms back. If I feel like I'm lifting my back,
then I'm not gonna go all the way back to the floor. So see if you can, where you're gonna go with these arms. I'm gonna stab the floor with my thumbnail, but if I'm arching, then I won't, I won't go all the way back. You wanna go to that sweet edge right before your back picks up like that. If you can hold it down the whole way, great. But, on the ground, your feet are on the mat, it's gonna make it feel a little different than your feet up on a bolster. So either way, you can put your feet right down on the mat or on a bolster or pillow. And then back like this. Now you're going to inhale and then exhale as you bring it back. Inhale again. Exhale as you bring it back. You can take a breath here too, and then inhale, and then exhale. So try to keep your chin tucked. My chin will want to reach up to the sky, because I'm not supposed to, but sometimes I'll try and use my neck muscles instead of my back to do this work. And we want to use our back. Press those palms together, keep them together, extend those arms. Thumbnail to the floor or halfway. So again, bio-individuality. Everyone's different. If it's easy for you to go to halfway, go ahead and do that. Coming back, stabbing the floor with your thumbnail if possible, and then back up. Now, one more variation. Everybody lift their feet if you can, all right? So see how my knees are bent. My shins or calves even are parallel to the floor, and now I'm holding this. I'm reaching up, and see if you can hold the legs like that as you bring the arms back. So here is harder for me. So I might go 3/4 of the way or maybe half the way instead of all the way to the floor, see? And because I want to keep that back down. I want to stabilize that lower body. See how I'm trying to stabilize? I'm pushing out through the heels, bringing my arms back. Here's your exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And those that are having trouble with this, just keep your feet on a bolster or on the mat. Don't lift your feet like I am. All right, those that feel pretty good, they're doing okay, then do this. Okay, just a couple more of these, okay? Reaching back. Inhaling up. One more. Exhaling back. Inhaling up. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Maybe you want to lift your head and shoulders. I find that's helpful. Then lower your back to the floor. Take your arms out to the side and just rock your knees to the right and look left. Just a counter stretch. You don't have to cross your ankles, and you also don't have to keep your feet up in the air. You can keep your feet down and rock side to side like this. And then rock the knees left, look right. So you can modify it with your feet down and just keep moving side to side. I'm using my arms. I'm pressing down through my arms as I gently rock side to side in this slow rhythmic movement. Inhale up, exhale over. Everywhere I turn, I see healing. 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 Then drop your knees to the right side of your mat. You can hold your knees down with your right hand. I like to scoot my right shoulder blade over, extend my left arm out to the side, and I relax into this. Those that having a lot of problems with their back, you might want to take that same pillow, put it to your side. So when you drop your knees over, you have that pillow there. Okay? And then it's a lot easier. Some of you might stretch your legs out more. Maybe straighten your legs a little more in this twist here, also called the stomach turner. I love the names that yogis give these postures. Okay, abdominal squeeze. Hold that, try to relax into the posture. It's not until we learn to soften and breathe into our movements that we're doing yoga. You know, really not doing yoga if we're rushing through it and we're not practicing mindfulness. Exhale, you know, squeeze that belly. And some people, right, I want you to notice where you're feeling compression, but some people might feel compression further down, right? Your knees are below your hips. Some people at hip level, some people have to go even higher to feel that compression in the belly. So you want to notice this about yourself. I find that happy place where I like to be. And then come back to center, roll the knees left, turn your palms down, look right, roll your knees right, look left, and just keep moving over your sacrum and low back. So if I have to put my feet on the mat, it looks kind of like this. I'm just rolling side to side, but I'm always looking away from the knees. I'll turn my knees to one side and the other. Or maybe you're okay with lifting your feet and rolling side to side. Everywhere I turn, I see healing. Everywhere I turn, I see healing. Everywhere I turn, I see healing. Now you can bring your knees over to the left side. And if you like having this prop, some kind of prop, bolster, blanket, pillow, then pop it over to your left side and drop your knees there. And again, you might, if you have the room, straighten your legs a little more over that, or just stay with your knees bent and breathe here. So notice where you're feeling that compression and also where the tension is. See, I feel that in my outer right hip. So notice that, and I'm holding the legs down to get a little extra stretch there. And breathing here. So now you want to just sink to the floor. You're sinking. And turn your right palm up, right? Now you're opening up to the ceiling here. Coming back into center, I'd say hug your knees into your chest again. Give yourself a reset of the back here. Bring your feet back down to your mat. I'm going to move this bolster out of my way here. And I want you to stretch out your legs. And I want you to tuck your tailbone. Press the back of your neck toward the floor. I want you to raise the arms above you. Give yourself a good symmetrical stretch here. Point your toes and point your heels. Point your toes, point your heels. Open your fingers, stretch the hands, open up and stretch the hands. And then yawn if you need to too, of course. Give yourself a good yawn and release. Bring your arms down by your side, turn your palms up, take a moment. Inhale, exhale, any excess tension. Bend your knees, placing your hands by your side and finding the small of your back, right? The small of your back to the floor. Now I want you to lift a vertebra at a time and see if you notice as you lift up that it feels like a vertebra at a time, like one at a time. If you're feeling, this is where you have to practice a little bit of mindfulness. If you're feeling like your back comes up like a block, then, you know, we want to do more bridge poses. This posture will help loosen up your spine a little bit, open up those spinal processes. So lift up, lift the arms, exhale, coming back down. So let's move it dynamically in bridge first. Inhale, peel the vertebra up one at a time, right? Not like a block, because sometimes you can't help it. It may feel like a block. That means you just have to do more of this type of work. Exhale, coming down, a vertebra at a time. Inhale, coming up. All the way. Exhale. So when you come up to, you're feeling the back of your neck towards the floor, flush to the floor. Coming down, one vertebra at a time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. All right, couple more dynamic movements here. Inhale, lift. One vertebra at a time. Exhale, lower. Press into your feet. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Bring your knees in towards you. Give yourself a hug. Lift your head and shoulders. Place your feet back down on your mat. Lower the back to the floor. Now, I'm going to use my back. I'm going to lift up a vertebra at a time. Push into my feet. And roll those shoulders under me a little bit. So see if you can hold this more static. You notice how my chin tucks in? All right, the back of my neck presses back. All right, you might be a little bit lower, but see if you can hold that. All right, tuck this tailbone a little bit. Hold this for 3 to 5 breaths here. If you can go higher, go ahead. Squeeze that lemon between your shoulder blades. Push into your feet, drawing the tailbone towards your heels, right? Draw it towards your heels. Feel that in your quads. Where do you feel compression? Where do you feel tension? What's your mind state like when you're holding a pose like this? All right, exhale down a vertebra at a time. I'm going to do 2 of those, but I'd like you to do a reset. Bring your knees in. If you like lifting your head and shoulders, stretching the upper back, neck, go ahead and do that. One more time. So let's set up the feet a little better. Let's bring those knees so they're only hip width apart. Turn your toes in slightly, arms by your side. Lower the back. Lift a vertebra at a time. Roll those shoulders under you like you have a lemon between those shoulder blades as you lift up, tucking the chin, drawing the tailbone towards the heels, lifting upper back ribs. You can even bend your elbows and press, or keep your hands down by your side. Keep those knees from flipping out away from each other. Take a few more breaths here, a few more, and then lower a vertebra at a time. And then hug your knees. One knee at a time is fine. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a reset, right? Hug them in, rock side to side, anything you might need here. And then straighten your legs and just lie in the supine shavasana. Take a moment, feel the effects of those postures. Take an exhale out through your mouth. And then we're going to roll to our side. We're going to turn around and come into table position here. Okay, so I'm in table position. Okay. And here a cat-cow is in order. So you tuck your chin round your spine. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale down. Inhale up. So in table position, you do want to tuck this tailbone under, pull the belly in, and really firmly press through the 5 points of your fingers, right? rooting down, keeping some space under your palms. So I'm tucking, instead of this, right? I'm tucking here, keeping this table position. Let's move in dynamic cat, cow, child. So drop your chin, round your spine. So this is cat. You're going to go back to child, to your heels, drop the lower arms. Inhale, scoop up, lift tailbone up. Exhale, back. Lower arms drop. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, back. So this is a dynamic movement here. Very good for your back. Now, next time, let's come up again for that cow pose, back for cat to child pose, and then rest. And you can make a couple of fists under your forehead like this, or across your arms, or even bring your forehead to the mat, okay? I rest in my capacity to trust and endure. I rest in my capacity to trust and endure. I rest in my capacity to trust and endure. All right. So come back up out of child. Sit back towards your heels and then come right onto your knees. Now here, if you need a blanket under your knees, do that, okay? Inhale, we're gonna lift the arms like this, okay? Exhale, we're gonna bring them back behind us. Inhale, you're gonna scoop. You see that? Exhale, back behind us. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. Do a couple more. Inhale, lift. Get that? Lift up. Exhale, you bring your arms back and you're sort of in a child pose here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. One more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. And then release, and you can cross your arms or make a fist. Take a resting breath here in a child. The knees for me are together in this child, but you can take your knees wide. And in fact, why don't everyone do that? Take your knees really wide to the outer edges of your mat. Sit back towards your heels here. And then extend your arms like this, or make the fist. But what will happen here with the knees wide, it gives your back some space here. So I like the wide child pose. See? Okay, so I kind of like a wide child pose. And what I teach people right in the studio is to use a bolster between your knees too, and even a couple of pillows or a whole bunch of support here. And then lean over it and rest down like this. And that's a very nice way to, a very soothing child posture. And it gives your back a chance to really stretch out. So I'll turn this way too so you can see that. So if you have anything at home or where you are, you know, like anywhere, you know, that you can just grab bolsters off the couch or something. Just take your body over it, your torso over, it's between your knees. I'm not sitting on it at all. It's just right between my inner thighs here. And I'm extending over this and then resting down to the, on my cheek. You know, I put my cheek there, okay? And it's very soothing. And of course, if you have a partner to press on your low back, it's nice. All right. Okay, so come on down to the floor to your stomachs here. And if you have a blanket and you want some support on the under the pelvis, grab a blanket and lie down like this, okay? So here, I want you to bring your legs together first. Your legs are together. And you're gonna come up in what we call Sphinx pose. So these postures are gonna strengthen those back muscles and especially the paraspinal muscles. So this is a very gentle version. Your lower arm bones are under your shoulders here, right? Like right in line, like that. And your lower ones are on the mat. Your upper ones are right under there. And I'm just pressing through those lower arm bones, pushing back a little bit and breathing. So I want you to, during these next postures we're going to do, feel your back muscles moving and working, and they're going to be rhythmic. So now I want you to take your legs out to the outer edges of your mat, toes out to the outer edges. And then I want you to slide these hands underneath your lower ribs. All right, so you bring them underneath, you keep your elbows bent to the sides, and you're going to bring your forehead down to the mat. And you're going to inhale, lift. Feel your back muscles working. Exhale, coming back down. Now try to relax those shoulders and try it again. Inhale up, exhale down. And I don't recommend lifting your head like this. You want to keep your head, neck, and trunk aligned. All right, so don't go like this. And then come back down. So moving rhythmically with the breath, that's what we're doing. Inhale, using those back muscles. Try to really use those back muscles. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Couple more. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Cross your arms in front of you. Rest your forehead on your forearms and just rest. Exhale through your mouth. Bend your knees. Rock those lower legs side to side. Rest your legs down on your mat. Take a few breaths. Bringing your legs together. We're going to do a couple boat variations. I cross my left arm in front of me. I'm going to extend my right arm out. All right. And what I'm going to do is my legs are together now. I'm going to lift my left leg and my right arm. And I'm reaching into the toes and into the fingertips. Then I come back down. Do this again. Inhale, lift right arm, left leg. Exhale down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And remember, these are strengthening those back muscles, especially the paraspinals. Cross your right arm in front of you, okay? Extend the left arm out in front of you, way out, palm inward. Ready? Right leg, left arm. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Cross your arms and rest again. Bend your knees, rock the lower leg side to side. Extend the right arm out, and now let's try to lift the right leg and right arm. Inhale up, exhale down. Lift, extend, and then down. And what I'm doing is I'm grounding down through the opposite side. So my left leg and left lower arm bone are pressing down as I lift up through the other side. One more, lift, exhale down. Taking right arm, bending it in front of you. Left arm out. So we're going to just lift the left side. And I'm rooting through the right side, right lower arm and right leg. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more. Inhale up, exhale down. Cross both arms, rest again, your forehead on your forearms. Take an exhale. Okay, we're going to lift both legs and keep our head down, okay? So you're going to lift both legs when you're ready. The legs lift, exhale down. So we're moving dynamically. It's not a holding. So it's a little bit easier for you. Lift, exhale down. But it's very good. It's rhythmic. Breathe in, lift up, exhale. Let's do that one more time. Lift up, squeeze the buttocks, squeeze those buttocks. Exhale down. Take the arms out to the side. I want you to lift your chest and sternum up. Exhale down. So I'm bringing the arms out. I have a little wall here. So inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Cross your arms, rest your forehead, bend your knees, rock those lower legs, releasing the lower back. Take a few moments in prone shavasana, just breathing here. Take the arms out by the side like airplane arms, okay? And you're going to lift the arms, the chest, the legs, the thighs, even the knees. See if you can come up. Exhale down. Inhale up, and I would suggest looking down so you don't overstretch your neck there. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale up, squeeze back into those shoulder blades. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up, exhale down. Cross your arms, rest, bend your knees. Rock those lower legs again, side to side. All right. Let's take those arms down by your side. We have a few more things to do here to strengthen this back. Okay, I'm going to reach down towards my fingertips towards my feet. Okay. Keep your forehead on the mat. So we're not only going to lift the chest, lift the heart, we're going to open the legs, bring them back in, and drop down. Inhale up, chest, head, legs. Bring the legs open, bring them back in, and come down. If it's too much, try just lifting the legs and the head, or just the legs. Inhale up, shoulders back, legs open, legs together, and back down. Two more. Inhale up, legs open, legs together. Exhale. One more. Inhale up, squeeze those shoulder blades back, legs open, legs together. Exhale down. Cross the arms. Take your legs wide in what we call crocodile. Bring your elbows in. Rest your forehead down on your forearms. Exhale. Get rid of any tension, holding the breath. Bring your legs back together, and let's use the hands under those lower ribs. We're going to press ourselves back very carefully back to child. So you're coming back because we're counter stretching, and extend those arms. So maybe even in a puppy, you don't go all the way back to your hips, but you extend your arms out in front of you. Tuck your tailbone. So here's a little puppy pose here. Or you can even go to child if that feels good. So we'll all land back in child if you're not already there. Okay. Widen those knees. Okay. Widen those knees. Cross your right ankle over your left ankle. Sit back towards the heels, but then walk your hands to the right side and bring your hips to the left. Coming to the middle, cross your left over right and walk your hands to the left and stretch your hips over to the right. So we're counter stretching here. Okay, one more time on each side, coming to the middle, stretching back, cross your right ankle over your left, walk your hands to the right and hips to left. Coming back up, crossing left ankle over right, walk your hands left, hips to the right. Coming back into center, come to table again, okay? And do some of your cat-cows again, because that's a good reset too. And then when you're ready, come back onto your backs. Okay. And we're going to bring the knees to the chest again, like how we started. But I want you to bring your legs up again. Hold behind your legs. Okay. Bend the knees in towards you. See how my elbows are bent? And then straighten those elbows. Knees in towards you. Straighten the elbows, press your feet up, press your heels up. All right, keep your feet dorsal flex, knees in, heels up, elbows bend towards you, squeeze, and then straighten the elbows. And just moving here in these movements here, okay? And then bring the soles of your feet together. So this is called bound angle, Baddha Konasana. All right, so press your feet together here. Let the knees fall open like a book. And you can find a happy place here, right? So if you need to move your heels further away from you, go ahead. You can use your hands inside your inner thighs to help open the hips too here. We're doing two things. But then bring your hands by your side. I want you to lift those knees about 1/3 of the way and then drop them back down. Now, it's not a bouncing action. You're just lifting the knees about 1/3 of the way and then back down again 1/3 of the way and back down again. Then let's move the knees about 2/3 of the way and back down again. 2/3 of the way, back down again, 2/3 of the way, back down again. Bring your heels a little closer if you put them further away. Let's try it again. 1/3, back down, 1/3, back down, 1/3, back down, 2/3, back down, 2/3, back down, 2/3, back down. Now we're going to do some holding. Bring your heels in if you like, even further. Now you're going to bring them up about 1/3 and you're going to hold. Take a few, 2 to 3 breaths. Actually, 3 to 5 would even be better. Why don't we do 3 to 5? That would be good. And then back down. Take a few breaths. Bring them up 2/3 of the way and take 3 to 5 breaths. And back down. Bring your heels in more if you want. And bring them up 2/3 of the way and hold 3 to 5 breaths. And back down. Bring both feet the width of the mat, so you're as wide as your mat or wider. And go ahead and move into your inside twist. Drop right knee towards left big toe, left knee towards right big toe. So this knee is up, this knee is bent down. And notice where you're feeling that tension, maybe that, again, that outer hip, the quad, and any compression, the inner thighs. And notice your mind state. And what's your breath like when you were doing these practices here today, this back here practice? Move side to side, internally rotating the hip, releasing that low back a little. And again, slow, rhythmic, dynamic movements, very good for the nervous system and good for your joints. One more time on each side. Now bring the two knees just to touch in the middle. Keep your feet wide and relax here. Take some breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, without pause, without sound. Just let the legs relax together, touching. Then wiggle the feet in, and maybe one more knee to chest, maybe a lifting of the head and shoulders, making the ball. In fact, notice how this feels now compared to when you first did one of these. That was at the very beginning. And then if you like having that bolster under your knees, grab it. Bolster, blankets, whatever you have there, and relax here. Just take your legs pretty wide, arms out, palms up, and let's go into deep relaxation. Okay, so I'm going to lead you through relaxation. Inhale, and then exhale, release, right? I'm going to do a 61 nerve point. We're going to start at the point between the eyebrows. So I want you to focus, imagine it's like a little butterfly or something flying along with you to these different nerve points. So point between the eyebrows, let's go there. And if you miss track, or don't worry about it. Hollow of the throat, right shoulder joint, right elbow joint, middle of the right wrist, tip of the right thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the fourth finger, tip of the small finger, right wrist joint, right elbow joint, right shoulder joint, hollow of the throat, left shoulder joint, left elbow joint, middle of the left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the fourth finger, tip of the small finger, left wrist joint, left elbow joint, left shoulder joint, hollow of the throat,
Heart center, right lung. Heart center, left lung. Heart center. Solar plexus between the navel and the base of the sternum. Navel center, 2 inches below the physical navel. Right hip joint. Right knee joint. Right ankle joint. Right big toe. Tip of the second toe. Tip of the third toe. Tip of the fourth toe. Tip of the small toe. Right ankle joint. Right knee joint. Right hip joint. Navel center. Left hip joint. Left knee joint. Left ankle joint. Left big toe. Tip of the second toe. Tip of the third toe. Tip of the fourth toe. Tip of the small toe. Left ankle joint. Left knee joint. Left hip joint. Navel center. Solar plexus. Heart center. Hollow of the throat. The center between the eyebrows. Deepening your breath, move your fingers and toes, and find your way back. As you're ready, roll to your side. And you can stay like this if you want to in Shavasana, or if you're ready, press yourself up and maybe keep your eyes closed or downward for a few more moments, just holding the experience. And bringing your heart to your hands to your heart. And may we be protected together. May we be nourished together. May we create strength among one another. May our study be filled with brilliance and light. And may there be no enmity between us. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, and peace. Namaste, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to my yoga class on back care. And I hope the rest of your day is just wonderful. You should feel the effects, at least for today. I'd even say a couple more days at least. But keep it up. Do a couple stretches a day, and you'll keep your back in good health. I always say about 3 a day, for sure. All right. Thank you. See you soon.